So then, like, what we've been doing to work all of this out, what I've been doing is, watching back my video, talking about it for a long period of time, seeing the pattern build between different vlogs, and what helps and what doesn't help. Like, putting detail into the process, I guess, detailing the process as I go, editing and editing until I've worked out, okay, narrowed it down, worked out what things affect what and why, and what I do about it. Okay, so this is how we get to the last few videos. And there's pages of my journal where I went through that, where I would watch our video, pause it every time I had something go off that made me feel uncomfortable or awkward, journal about like what I'm feeling. I am feeling insecure about how I'm presenting this concern. Why am I feeling that? Well, because where is it? I am feeling insecure about whether I know what I'm saying or not, and my grasp on reality. So, fake claiming lots of that trauma. I see where that's from. I see what the part that's from. About being misunderstood, I guess, was once a matter of safety where we needed to be. And then I'll be working through those in the journal. So I've got my grasp on reality. I'm the expert in my own experience, and I'm fluid and allowed to be. And there is such a vast, like, immense, multifaceted response that we're capable of experiencing and expressing that is complex and not easy to understand, and not necessarily going to be able to be understood by every single person, but probably just by those who share similar experiences. My grasp on reality is pretty fucking good, actually, and in places where it's not, it's protective for it to not be, and I'm aware of it in those places. So it's like building the self-trust and reassuring myself of, as what, like acknowledging the insecurities, then reassuring form about, I think that not everyone will be able to understand us, and it's about us being able to understand ourselves. That's what's important. And then we are understood, getting more understood by ourselves, which I can see through working out what things we need to hear, how to show up for us, how to support us, and feeling better as a result. And then we are supported by Ryan, and we are supported by Poe and Dragons and Windchime and everyone around us. And the next... I got really excited about how, like, the pieces are coming together, man. I'm fucking understanding this. This is what it used to be like, writing behavior change plans for dogs. It's like, I fucking love seeing the patterns of brains and shit. So then the next insecurity I had, it's nice that excitement translated as excitement and not anxiety. It almost did there. Almost felt anxious. So whether or not the next insecurity I had watching back the vlog was really interesting, I'm gonna, like, dude, whether or not I'm being authentic, because a part of me seeing another part of me be themselves can feel fake to the part watching because it's inauthentic to them. And if there's, like, a bigger gap, more disconnect between those parts, so, like, more amnesia, I guess, and less understanding and feeling of, like, this is me that I'm watching. It's more like I'm watching myself be really inauthentic. I don't agree with what I'm doing or saying there, but the person saying or doing it, the part of me that does. So, like, understanding those things and holding space for both experiences so that we can get closer and, like, collapse those walls between us often through like this process of getting to know one another and accepting and holding space for both versions of experience as true, and then also through memory sharing, which seems to just happen as we get closer anyway. So between those things, it kind of helps a bit. So there's all of that I was doing watching it back. And then more understanding and learning about how we work is going to help. And then underneath that I had written, fuck what I look and sound like to others, which I completely agree. I can see how much significant and intense and real new experiences we're all going through and learning to navigate, even though it's fucking new to all of us to experience one another's realities all at once. So there's a lot of new for a lot of new parts of me, all being held in one person. It's a fuck ton. It's a lot, and I can see that. So then the feeling of like us needing to be understood kind of dwindled a bit. Like, doesn't seem so important now. I think it's always going to feel a bit instantly protectively necessary, and it might always be a work in process to come back to the state where it's not so much, or at least it might for a while. Notes on our hands. How we teach ourselves and train our minds to remember to check in with us, what places to look and check in. That's this. How watching our vlogs to process helps. How we've rewatched this last one vlog that's 15 minutes for like 2 days in a row. A couple of times one day, just once so far today, taking breaks between, grounding, listening, checking inside, going through all of these as we do it, just in any time I am triggered by fucking anything, into any part of me, feeling pulled solely and not able to have the entire connective experience of being me as one person with many parts. Anytime that kind of tension or anxiety or triggered state or activation of parts is there, that is when I will catch these and need to catch these and go through these. So it's like, yeah, a lot as we're watching the videos. Letting go of external lenses as I watch it through again. So working out that the external lenses are there and the insecurities are there, and working out how to help us and ground ourselves to us, to our experiences. And then the next time I watch it, it's like I'll have dropped a few lenses and I'll be like, oh, so if I'm not just thinking about like whether or not I look understandable or in a way to make us safe from other people, then what do I think about this? What do I feel without that taking all my focus? So it's like I'll be able to drop the lenses and watch it again with different lenses, like curiosity about our experience and what we're dealing with, and compassion and understanding. And then when I watch it through, able to watch it through with those lenses for us instead of like the ones I've worked through to drop first, then I gain a lot of like really deep insights into how we're working, into how different parts of us work together. I gain connection between those parts. We get closer together. It really aids in the fusion process. It's fucking immensely helpful. I can't even put it into words. Feels like a fucking entire experience, and it has long-term significant positive impacts on how we behave and interact and exist and who we are, with a motive of learning about ourselves and what things we can do to help support us and guide ourselves. Yeah. Okay. Yes, I think I've got this out as succinctly as it could possibly be got out at the minute. More importantly, I have managed to stay pretty close to the front in feeling like I am the shape that makes me want to call myself Violet, which is the easiest way that I can possibly describe that or explain that at this point, through a large portion of that. And I've done a fuck ton of work in letting go of whether or not I'm understandable, whether or not I make sense, whether or not my face is in a good position, whether or not anything. I have done so much work to just hold on to how I'm feeling and be just fucking whoever the fuck and whatever the fuck I am without judgment through these videos. It's been intense. It's anxiety and insecurity and self-doubt are rough things to fight. Fucking props to anyone who's fighting them, inside the system or out.